Hi guys, we're back again. Welcome to Shadowbox, episode 8. Now, this question was really interesting. That was put up a couple of weeks ago. Fantastic question, and I'm a little bit pissed off at the moment actually, and I feel like I need to have a bit of a vent. So I'm actually using this question to do so, and then Laura's going to continue with something that she's been through in the last few days. So the question today is about why some people charge for services and why some don't, and why some mediums
Feel uncomfortable.
charging, and sometimes they do it at a heavily discount rate, and why some actually offer it for free as well. Okay, now it's a bit of a multi-level question because it's not one answer is going to fit everyone in that. Now, for me, I am a spiritual medium. Slash healer slash whatever I want to be at that time.
Goddess.
I'm a total goddess. I even have the bountiful everything. But so I've been reading for up 10 years, and my when I first started reading, I did do a lot of free ones, friends, family, extended, blah blah blah. Now, the reason I did that mostly to start with is because there was two reasons. One was that I didn't believe in myself. The second was because um, often when I did put myself forward for that was because these were people that I knew that couldn't otherwise afford it and who I knew really needed the guidance. And being empathic and being compassionate, I couldn't see someone go without. I just can't. So, there are different circumstances that can play into that. And there have been extenuating circumstances where I've gone, okay, you know, let's do this. I've even had a paying client who came and paid for an hour reading. That reading went for 3 hours and I didn't charge extra because I was in the grip of it and there were things that needed to be answered. And I'm not someone that can put a timeline on it. So even when I do charge for a reading and I charge, say, half an hour, quite often is the case that I'll go over because I don't always just, if I'm in the middle of a connection, a spiritual connection, and I'm talking to someone, I don't just go, time's up, got to go, shut the door. To me, that's disrespectful, and I don't do that. Now, I have worked for companies as a reader, and I've worked for places that shall not be named where I have been on a heavy time limit, and I've been right in the middle of a reading and I've heard this to let me know that time's up. And their way of thinking has been, okay, this is a business, blah, blah, blah. If they want to save an extra 5 minutes, they have to pay for extra reading. Now, I've had it where I've had someone in front of me who is absolutely distressed, completely distraught. Something's come up in the reading, it's been highlighted, that's left them devastated, and they're an emotional wreck. How horrible would I be as a person to go, all right, love, time's up now, here's a tissue, piss off now? Who does that shit? I don't. But in saying that, okay, the reason why those businesses have run that way is because at the end of the day they are trying to make money and they're trying to keep a business afloat. So there are two arguments here. Okay, now it depends on your overheads, it depends on a lot of things. Me personally, I will not work for anyone else now in that capacity because I can't be hamstrung to do my job. I can't be hamstrung to do what I feel I have been gifted to do. In saying that though, it is my time. You're not When I charge for a reading, I'm not charging for I'm not charging to sit and speak to them because I can do that any time of the day that I choose. I'm charging for my time because that time at the end of the day is time away from my family, away from my children who need me, away from my husband who is very sick and needs me, and it's away from other things. And potentially, I could be out doing a normal 9 to 5 job, but I've chosen to do this line of work because it's fulfilling for me and it's what I am drawn to do. But it's still something that I need to get some kind of exchange for. Okay, now I have no problems with exchanging services. None. I've done that many times where I've, exchanged a reading in exchange for a healing, etc. Okay, totally fine. Now, there are a lot of people that will argue because I do my readings at generally a lower price than most other people, but I also don't have the overheads now. But even when I did have the shop with my sister-in-law, we were practical. We realised that, we're living in an age where most people can't afford those services. They're going without because they can't afford it. So we tried to keep it at a level that was affordable for people. And you have to think about the socioeconomic area that you're living in. I'm not living around millionaires. I'm not living around people that are on a minimum $1,000 a week. I'm living around people that are, relying on government assistance to get them through and feeding their 2.5 children. So I'm living in my own reality. But at the same time, I do need to charge a little bit for that. Now, some will say it's a gift, therefore I'm just parting on my gift. I don't feel it's right to charge. And you know what? So much respect to them. Because if you're in a position to be able to do that, more power to you. Because I can tell you now that if I end up having a lot of money, yeah, I will offer my services for free. Absolutely, I would. But you still have to be practical. I'm still a spiritual person, but I'm living in a physical reality. And I need to provide for my family. I need to provide for my husband. I need to do the things so that I can continue to be able to offer that service. So there is definitely two things. However, now there is another side to this where I'm a little bit pissed off about, and that is when you are offering a service at whatever level, and there are people out there who actually want to question you and ask you what authority you have to do that. Now, to those people, I'd like to say right now, fuck you. I'm sorry. Fuck you. Who are you to question what everyone does? Who are we as people to question what this person does? If you don't like what they're doing, you don't like their service, simple. Don't fucking take them up on it. Simple, okay? I'm a little bit pissed about this. I really am.
Oh
Because I shouldn't be swearing like this. I know I shouldn't, but this has really pissed me off. So you're not always going to agree with everyone you come across. You're not going to always agree, oh my God, how come they're charging so much? It's none of our fucking business. It's none of your business. You don't like it, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Don't question people. We don't have a right to interfere in people's journeys. We don't have a right to interfere and say, oh my God, what accreditations do you have to do what you're doing? Fuck you. Why do you have to ask? What business is it? Do you know? It's called free will, people. Let people make the choices they make and let them deal with whatever comes with that. I don't like people that feel that they're above you that have to actually question everything you're doing. That shits me to tears. This is obvious. I'm pissed off about that. This is all come from something that has recently happened to Laura, which may have really pissed me off a little bit. Okay, so I apologize. This really pisses me off because there's so much judgment out there for others, and I hate it. Do you know what? Don't judge. Why is there so much judgment? Why is there so much criticism? What gives you the right to question another person on their services that they're offering? It's got nothing to do with you. It's called free will. Let them live their life. Anyway, before I start swearing again, and anyway, I love you guys that are watching this. Thank you so much. But
and you get this video for free.
You do. It's free service because we're cheap. Okay. No, because we're trying to share. We're sharing these are our thoughts, guys. Remember that these are our thoughts. We are not the authority on these questions and answers. We are just answering for us. Okay. With that in mind, I'm now going to pass you over to Laura, who's going to tell you about a recent experience that she had, which might explain better why I'm so fucking pissed off.
So,
to you.
thanks, honey.
Sorry.
Do you feel better?
I do a little bit,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Sorry.
So last week I had a great experience, actually, in hindsight, where one of the services that I offer as a therapist or intuitive artist, or through my website,
Spiritual being,
online services, is approximately once a month I offer a group distance healing, which is accessible to anybody. Anywhere. You can pop your pets on the list. It's a really beautiful way of being able to reach. I've had quite a few dogs.
I love that. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Put your pets on there. It's great.
And after setting up this event and doing the Facebook thing, I received a message from somebody who wanted to ask what my qualifications were in order to be offering this service. and felt like I was being disrespectful because I was only charging $10 per participant or registrant or whatever. And look, I offer a lot of different services. Some are online, some are in person, some are in groups. And my monetary exchange is reflected based on that. It changes based on that.
Yeah.
And I am running a business, and this is what feeds my family. And I'm very aware that it is important to value our work, and to make sure that we are fair and just and open to receiving and not cutting off the flow of abundance, which is there for all of us. There's enough money for everyone.
There is.
And so it was interesting because I did have to stop and think about. A bit of Scottish came out then. Did have to stop and think about what it is that I'm charging and why. And this person let me know that she charges over $300 for a consultation with her. And I thought, well, fuck, I'm just bringing in the balance then.
Yeah. Well, some people are going to offer
because if that's what she wants to do, then what about everybody else who can't afford that?
That's right.
And so for that particular service, which is in a group, for people who can't make a one-on-one session, for people who might not be able to afford a one-on-one session, I'm still working within the highest integrity. Whether I'm charging that $10, whether I'm charging $50,000, it does not matter.
No.
The value of the service that you are getting is the same. And the balance of that flow is brought back into alignment when people are charging what I feel is not in alignment with what I would.
Yeah.
I feel like that is making you part of the spiritual wanker club.
But again, that is our opinion, and it does come back to different needs for everyone, and it's not a judgment thing, but at the same time, there would never have been a judgment at all towards that person, but that person really overstepped the line as far as I'm concerned. And it happens a lot in the spiritual community. You see a lot of dickheads that do that, and it's like, come on, guys. Why does there have to be this competitiveness? Why does there have to be this horrible attitude?
The extremes of the people who,
the
more
elite.
often than not, the
elite.
Spiritual Wanker Club.
Yeah.
And
with their 5.2 diplomas in farting and all the rest of it.
With their, high spiritual status, they've also got quite a high ego status.
Yeah. Which is sad.
And they will offer you, life-changing things in just one weekend, and all you have to give them is your firstborn child.
Rumpelstiltskin.
But they will heal you. And that's another problem altogether, because nobody heals anybody. You heal yourself.
You have to heal yourself. That's the point.
Healers.
They facilitate. That's what they're supposed to do.
Push buttons.
That's
they poke holes in the matrix. They bring awareness to your own shit, and then you go away.
Then you've got to deal with it.
And you got the fucking free will to do the work.
Free will. That's the words. Free will.
Exactly. So you've got these people, and then you've got these other people who sometimes do get a bit lost and feel like maybe they shouldn't be charging because this is free energy and it's come to them, and they want to be able to share their gifts, and they've got the kindest of hearts, and then it has the opposite effect, and people start to value them less because they're not valuing themselves.
That's right.
So it's
they end up drained because there are so many people out there, who are in need, and it's not that they're trying to be greedy; they're in need. And at some point, if you don't start to put a kind of a value on that for yourself, you end up so depleted that you lose your ability to be able to provide those gifts. And there has to be a balance, like you said.
Finding that fucking middle ground.
To be a balance. Yeah, that's right.
And I think if you're looking for a therapist, or you're looking for a practitioner, or do your research, decide what it is you can afford, then go and do your research, weed out the charlatans, weed out the people that have got 3,000 or 4,000 Facebook followers.
But trust yourself. Seriously, you might come across someone that seems like the most unlikely person to be able to offer what you're looking for, but they may feel absolutely perfect. You have to trust yourself. You know, you have free will at the end of the day, but make a decision based on what feels right by you, not by what Tom, Dick, and Harry are telling you down the road. You must use this person. Oh, it's so worth it. It costs you $750, you know, for like an hour and a half consultation.
Mhm.
Oh my God, they will move mountains. Laura's right. No, they won't.
Mm.
They might give you a new perspective.
And as
But
soon
at
as
the
you
end of the
walk
day,
out
you
of that
might go
session,
spend that money. But if you don't do the work that's necessary to be able to complete your journey, you know, to get through those things, then it hasn't been worth it.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? You have to be willing to do the work. Some people are going to charge, some people aren't. Some people are going to charge that level, some people can charge that level. At the end of the day, whatever feels right, whatever fits in your life, whatever is manageable for you, then that's where you go.
Yeah.
And if you're fortunate enough to come across someone that's providing at a service that is incredibly discounted, please look into that. Don't just assume because they're charging that their services aren't just as credible,
Mm.
because it's not the case. Okay, some people are just, as spiritual workers, sometimes you do undervalue yourself, and sometimes you do, and we all go through those things where, you know, we lose trust, we lose faith, and, you know, we start to question whether or not what we're providing is actually valuable. We're humans, you know, we are spiritual people, we're having human experiences, and that comes with human emotions and questions and doubts and all the rest of it. We're just like everyone else. So as a reader, during my readings, like doing my mediumship stuff, I can channel like a motherfucker for other people. But when it comes to me and all the messages that come through for me, I'm going to second guess every single thing that comes through, because I just go, oh no, that sounds a bit weird. That's really far fetched. And honestly, some experiences I've had for some of the readings, I've had physical birthing and I've had all kinds of things. And it's weird as shit. And then I tell people and they laugh because it makes sense. So to them, it's making perfect sense. But when I see something outrageous myself, I'm like, I question every little tiny thing. So I lose that trust sometimes in myself. And that may reflect sometimes in the service that you offer in terms of what you're going to charge. But then there's so many that charge a lower rate because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because there are so many that do miss out.
And I think as therapists or readers or anybody providing a spiritual or holistic service,
Yeah.
you and I both have available on our website choices and options.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people can then choose what is affordable for them.
Yeah, that's right.
And I feel good about that. You know, I'm covering my costs.
Yeah.
I'm covering my time, and these are the options that are available to for everybody. And then you are then able to choose what is best for you. And I know you have similar on your own website.
Well, you want to be available for other people, you know, for all different, you know, cater to each different kind of need as much as you can. The idea for me is that I love having the opportunity to be able to connect with so many more people for that reason, and to make a difference. You know, it's all about wanting to make a difference. I might offer a service that might have an emotional message and it might be difficult to hear, but there's always that other side of it where you get to hopefully be the voice of, you know, of uplifting them and being able to fuel them to move forward and giving them something to hope for. So yeah, we do offer different levels for that reason. I want to be able to touch the lives of many, not just 5. Do you know what I mean? She's fucking crazy. I love you. Anyway, she touched me in my special place. This is PG rated, right? Is it? Oh no, this is not PG
No,
rated.
this is not PG.
This is so not
I
PG
just
rated.
swore all the way through this.
Shit, so did I. I super am sorry. But fucking hell, that really pissed me off. But the point is, don't judge. Don't judge. Just love.
Charge what is right for you.
Charge what's
the
right
thing
for
is,
you.
you put a price on something, doesn't work, you change it.
Exactly. Be flexible.
Yeah.
But yes, some people charge for many different reasons, and the only way you're actually really ever going to know that is to individually ask them. And you know, everyone has different reasons. One, because they don't feel that they should, and you know what, bless them. because they're providing a little bit extra out there, and that's wonderful. You need the balance. You're going to get some that charge a lot, some that charge less, some that charge none, but you're keeping that balance, and that's important. So, but everyone has different reasons. For me, charging now is about being able to do what I love doing, which I really love what I do, being able to do that, but being able to support my family to do that. So, and that's the exchange and that's the payoff for me, is to be able to do that. So, yeah, and that's why I charge personally. But in saying that, I've done a lot of free readings, like I've lost count. Yeah, because it's more than just reading, it's about being able to support that person. It ends up being like a counselling session half the time. And I love that because I would love to do that kind of stuff, but I don't have the commitment to go do a degree. So, I get to do it this way, but I love doing this. So everyone's different on that. And I certainly don't think it doesn't necessarily display their value based on what they're charging though. And that's the thing. So understanding the person, because the dollar value doesn't really reflect the person itself. So, yeah, try not to judge and definitely do your research and look into it. So now I've had my rant. I got a little mad. Sorry, I got a little mad. It just really, really upset me that someone had the nerve to,
It was good.
question. So
I got to then go and question, do I feel okay with what I charge?
yeah,
And absolutely I do.
yeah. So keep going.
Yeah.
I hope that helped, and I hope that answered some stuff. And I hope you don't mind my swearing. There's a
And
lot
if
of
you
it.
do, don't watch the next one.
No, because it's not going to change.
And also,
Hit the subscribe. Check out the links, which I will try and remember to put in.
Register for group distance healing.
Yes, once a month. Stay fucking awesome, guys. Okay. Much love. Blessed be.